Hello, welcome back to Grandpa Streams Minecraft. My name is History Wes. I also answer to Grandpa, and we are on my forever world. And I've continued to dig in the big hole here, down to about negative 56, thereabouts. But we're not working on that today. Today we are working on Pepperland, which is my area devoted to and based on the Beatles. And I need a bunch of shears, and I happen to know I have a nice stack of iron down here. So I think I'll run up, get my elytra, or if you prefer elytra or elytra. The elytra or elytra is how it should actually be pronounced, is based on, is named for the elytron, which are those hard plastic coverings on the backs of beetles. Not the musical beetles like we're dealing with today, but beetles like ladybugs. The red and black part, if it's a ladybug. I hope you're having a great day. Hi, Mumbo. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day. We are dealing with a new internet provider today. I just got the new internet installed a couple of hours ago. I've had my previous internet provider for about 25 years or so, and it was a cable company, and here we are. And we've never had cable TV back in the old days, so we started out right with cable internet to replace our old dial-up, and many years ago. And it's been very expensive. Too expensive. So we have a new internet company that is a strictly a satellite cable company. It's already much faster, but I'm going to get faster still. My son had this cable company first and approved it, and so I decided I would get it as well. My speed currently is half a gigabit, but I'm kicking it up to 2 gigabits for no real reason, except that when I get my new computer early next year, or mid-time next year, who knows, I will be able to have 2 gigabit internet because it's shiny and I want it. Anyway, the guy installed it. It's working great. And there you go. That's all there is to it. So this is our Beatles area. We've got a roundabout. I had originally made this Rainbow Road going this way, but I'm replacing that. I figured out a better way for it to go, and instead we're going to have our regular road on these 3 directions, and this way the regular blacktop road, this old dingy kind of blacktop, will give way to our new shiny Rainbow Road. Excuse me. Oh, but in the meantime, we already have our first thing here, and this is, of course, the Yellow Submarine, which I built from a tutorial, and I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to build a dock here, and yeah, I think we'll probably make an interior of it too. That was not part of the tutorial. There were several different Yellow Submarine tutorials online. They all look slightly different, but I thought that this one was the nicest of them and fit my image of what I wanted to do better. So let's finish. This will be Abbey Road here, going this way, and to the right here is going to be Penny Lane. There we go. And let's go ahead and do this part here. So I've spent my day watching some Minecraft. That's only 4 wide? That's not wide enough, right? That's correct. It should be 5 wide. How did I do that? I don't know, but we'll fix it. Okay. So I've been making lists of types of builds I want to do, and I've got a huge list now, so it's enough to keep me busy for many, many years, which is great because I plan to keep this world going in the long term. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's right, isn't it? It matches up there, matches up there. Very good. And what I think I'm going to have is a bridge going over here, but that's not a today project. Now these are deep slate. They're not cobbled deep slate, so they don't universally fit together. And I wanted that so we would have these shadows and kind of dinginess to the road. All right. I want to get rid of all of the trees and level this out. So let's cut us some trees here. This is a sparse jungle area, which is one of my favorite biomes both to play in and to build in because you've got plenty of wood. You got plenty of wood, but it's not too dense. So this is going to be a real challenge coming up with kind of unique things to go here. Over here are going to be the various places that you would find in the song Penny Lane, and there's going to be Strawberry Fields, which I think would probably be over here. And then as you go further this way, it's going to become more and more psychedelic and be based on more of the later Beatles songs. We're going to definitely have a Magical Mystery Bus to go with our submarine. I suppose I'm going to have to build an Octopus's Garden, maybe over here. Octopus's Garden is a highly underrated song. There's a hot take for you. I think it's much deeper than people give it credit for. A lot of people say it's their least favorite song on the Abbey Road album. Right up there with Maxwell Silver Hammer, which I also don't hate. Although 3 of the 4 Beatles hated it. Octopus's Garden, of course, by Ringo Starr, one of the few songs that he wrote. One of the few Beatles songs that he wrote, anyway. Catchy little song, perfectly good for kids to sing, and surprisingly deep. That's my take on it. Okay. One thing that I'm not a fan of in the sparse jungle, or the regular jungle, are these little short, one block tall trees things, bushes really. Okay. One of the reasons I wanted to chop some trees down, in addition to just clearing the land, is that we need another storage box or 2. Okay. Yeah, the land gets quite a bit rougher over here. We'll have to work on that. Okay, time to sleep yet? Yep. Oh, I already had a bed here. All right. So let's make us some chests. And we'll start with a wool chest. Stick these in here. Now we need to make some shears. Could name them Billy Shears. That's actually kind of a bad pun, but I'm going to go with it for all you Sgt. Pepper fans out there. I had my enchanted shears with mending, and I forgot to stop and get them mended, and I sheared them to pieces. So it is the 21st, which means only 4 days until Christmas. It also means that it's only a couple of days until I get my retirement check. I calculated it out, and I figured that if I live to be about 112, I can actually make more money in my retirement than I did in my 30 years as a teacher. So I've resolved to live to be 112 years old. I just think, it's only fair. People ask me all the time how retirement is, and it's, I feel like saying, well, duh, it's great. People pay you for doing nothing, at least if you have a good retirement. Social Security by itself is not going to support you. It isn't supporting people today, and in the future it definitely won't support people. So find a job that has a retirement plan, or save money yourself. As a teacher, I was on state retirement, so for those years teaching, I did not pay Social Security. But I did work for years before becoming a teacher, so I will eventually have I'll have a very small Social Security supplement to my retirement, and I'm waiting until I turn 70 to maximize that, which is a distressingly short amount of time until that happens. Yeah, retirement is great. Getting old, on the other hand, sucks. Everything hurts all the time. You injure yourself sleeping. You've got expensive medications. Yeah, all those things suck. Anyway, the plus side is I get to play a lot more Minecraft than I used to when I was working. It is great. Keeps your mind going. You got to keep your mind busy. I've said it before many times, I think Minecraft is much better for keeping your mind healthy than those brain games they keep coming out with. Okay, so we've got plenty of wool for our rainbow bridge. Let's start putting our other junk in here. And stick our extra tools in here. Alright, and well, I guess we need to pave that road. Now, I don't mean to insult anybody from Great Britain, or particularly from Liverpool, but my idea is that the streets in Liverpool are kind of dingy. And that's why I've gone with this building material. Now, that may or may not be true, and it may or may not have been true in the past, but that's kind of the image that is in my mind. So what I'm doing is each day that I'm streaming, I'm going to be working on a different area in my world. So yesterday I worked in Glenbuck, which is our medieval area. Today I'm working in Pepperland, and next Saturday I'll be working in Sycamore City, our 1920s area, probably working on our blimp there. I've decided we definitely need a hot air balloon here in Pepperland. Over here on this side we're going to have a bank. On the corner is a banker with a motor car. Pretty nurse in the roundabout. A shelter here. I have a feeling that when they're talking about shelter in the song Penny Lane, that it's just, you know, some kind of rain covering or something. But I think I'm going to make it into a pet shelter. And we need a fireman, fire station, and a barber. So that'll just about take up that little street there. And at this end over here, we're going to have Abbey Road Studios, maybe a few other British buildings to go along with it. We'll have a crosswalk down here, or as they call them in Great Britain, a zebra crossing. And I didn't bring the stuff for that today, but I will. Just need some white concrete or white terracotta, maybe. White terracotta. The white portions on the ship over there, on the boat, I should say, the submarine, the top right there is actually white terracotta, so it's not super white. And that was at the tutorial. That was as the tutorial directed, so that wasn't a choice to make it more dingy. In fact, if I had designed it myself, I think I probably made it white concrete. But okay. Nice. I think we'll spend some time here now flattening out this land. Over in this direction. And I'm probably going to need a lot of this dirt in order to flatten the land in the other direction too. And that's just a little tunnel. I'm not used to doing a lot of land flattening or terraforming for that matter. I usually just try to build in terrain that's kind of similar to what I'm looking for already, but it's probably a good skill to have. It's definitely a good skill to have, landscaping. People call it terraforming in Minecraft, but it's not really terraforming, is it? It's It's landscape. Where the heck am I? It's landscaping. Terraforming means making another planet like Earth. So if you were terraforming maybe the end or the nether, that makes sense, but it's not really true for just flattening the land and or making a hill, or even building a mountain for that matter. It's just landscaping, adding trees and stuff. Which, speaking of trees, I've been watching tree building tutorials, and I'm getting ready for that moment when I am going to be building some of my first custom trees. So I hope you guys are enjoying the new drop, the Mounts of Mayhem. Oh, as you can see, I am wearing my, oh, it's an elytra now. Let me take off the elytra. There we are. I'm wearing my zombie horse cape. Which is okay. Yeah, it actually looks better as a elytra wings than a cape, but it's not one of my favorite designs. I'm wearing it because it's new and I just got it, but I'm probably going to go back to my heart cape because it suits my skin. If you don't know this, I don't think I've pointed it out, my skin is, well, the face is me, but the skin, the outfit is Himmel the Hero from the anime Frieren Beyond Journey's End, which is a brilliant and delightful show that everyone should watch if you haven't already. Second season is coming out in January, I believe. First season, well worth watching. 27 half-hour episodes. It's definitely my favorite anime of all time. Not that I'm an anime expert, but I do like anime. But Himmel the Hero is a character from the anime, and as his title, Hero, would suggest, he is somebody that people aspire to be like, and probably everyone should aspire to be like Himmel the Hero, because he's just about perfect. He's about as perfect as a character can be and still be interesting. He has a few negative traits, vanity, for instance, and that's about it, really. I mean, he is just about perfect. I think he's on, Frieren Beyond Journey's End is on Netflix, as well as the anime network Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is probably the most frustrating channel or internet site that I've ever had to deal with. about several years ago, I changed my email, and I quickly changed the address point of contact from for my bank, my broker, my insurance. No problems. New email, verify, is done. Netflix, HBO, all those, no problem either. But Crunchyroll, no way. I tried to do it myself because there was a button to do it. Wouldn't accept my new email. Contacted customer support. They said, well, send us your bill so that we can see your you. I said, well, I can't send you my bill because I pay through Apple Pay on the app. Well, then we can't verify that it's you. You can't change your email address. I'm like, really? My bank, my insurance, no problem. But Crunchyroll, you guys can't manage to change my email address? Nope. So I mostly have stopped watching Crunchyroll, which is a pain because that's where a lot of the anime that I like are. It's the only place you can find a lot of them. Alright, so let's see. If we're doing next weekend, we're doing Sycamore City and then Glenbuck. So it'll be the following week when we're back here in Pepperland. We are definitely building then. Probably maybe the bank. If we've got enough room cleared out. It's going to be a nice big bank building, probably brick. I built a building, a lawyer's office, using a real building as a reference in one of my other worlds, and so I thought I would try and recreate that in this world as the bank. I think it works as a Liverpudlian build. I want to build more British stuff in general. One of the things that I have as one of the other areas that I want to build something based on London Bridge of the 1600s. The last London Bridge, they took apart and they sold to a guy who rebuilt it in Arizona. I've been to it a couple of times, walked across it. It's a fine little bridge, but it's just, it hardly deserves the name London Bridge. The London Bridge in the 1600s was super wide, and it basically had a whole town on it. So I would need to build it across a very large span, like that big, only not a diagonal, and then cover it with buildings. I think it'll look really good. About time to take a nap. The rain here certainly evokes Great Britain. I have never been, but I plan to visit shortly, hopefully. Maybe in somewhere in the range of 1 to 2 years. Whoops, don't want to fall in. I wanted to go to the British Museum for years and years because they have so much historical stuff there. I'm a huge history buff. I had a minor in the university in history and a minor in archaeology. And I wanted to go see the British Museum before they have to give all the stuff back. So I would also like to go to Scotland, land of my forebears. The first of my ancestors on my paternal side of the family that came to America was about 1640s, in the 1640s from Scotland. That's the first of my ancestors that shares my same last name. And so that would be cool. Cool to visit. I have relatively small amount of Scottish ancestry, but as I said, the ancestors that share my last name are from Scotland. Most of my other ancestors are Germans. And I find genealogy interesting. Not obsessed about it, but I did some genealogy work with my wife's grandmother, who had done a lot of work back in the old days when you actually had to search through old records and stuff yourself. Now you just hook onto the internet. And so I took her information and expanded on it for her. And then I looked up my own, which was relatively difficult because, you know, when you're nobody important, there aren't a lot of records. My ancestors are mostly poor farmers. But still interesting. So definitely want to go to Great Britain. That'd be the first choice of where I go. I want to travel. I'm not traveling, I haven't been traveling yet because my wife is still working. I'm retired, but my wife is still working. And when she retires, then we can both hit the road. And that will give me even more ideas for things to build on Minecraft, right? So the Mounts of Mayhem, I've not yet found a zombie horse, or I haven't, in this world I haven't found any camels, husks or regular camels. But but then I haven't really gone looking. My mining area in the Badlands connects to a desert. I'm sure there'll be some camels around there. Maybe I did see a camel. I just haven't tamed a camel, or, well, you don't have to tame camels. I haven't acquired a camel. So what other types of things do you think I should build here in Pepperland? What other Beatles things? So I mentioned at that end over there is going to have Abbey Road Studios. This other end will have the Cavern Club, kind of around the corner from Penny Lane. Yep. I think I'm just going to have to sit down and listen to every Beatles album again. Pick up some ideas that way. Don't fall in this hole. It's a weird place for some stone. So I'm very excited about getting my hole dug underneath the base. That will eventually be my storage system. And then start working on that. I don't know how long that's going to take me. Probably another month to complete that. And then, but I'm going to work on that whenever I'm not streaming. And then when I get that done, I'm going to use that same streaming time to build more farms. I also got downloaded a list of Minecraft farm types, although there were some missing. It didn't have pillager farm, for instance, which we're definitely going to build because we have a pillager outpost right over there. And some others. But we'll start building those, and then once that's done, we'll have all the resources that we need. And that includes doing farms in the nether and on the nether roof. That's something that I'm planning to crack through to the nether roof, and also in the end, for that matter. We've been to the end, we've slain the dragon. So now we're going to build an Enderman farm in the end. Speaking of, I have slain the dragon. That's a word that I've been hearing, not have slain, but slay seems to be a word that messes a lot of people up. It's slay, past tense is slew. I slew the dragon, not I slayed. The only time you should say the word slayed is if you're talking about comedy-wise. I slayed him, meaning, you know, I had a fantastic comedy set as a comedian. If you're talking about killing dragons or any other monsters, it's slew. Slay, slew, have slain. That's a word that not everybody uses all the time, so it seems like a lot of people have difficulty with that one. On the other hand, a word that is more commonly used is bred, as in, I bred these cows to get baby cows. Because it's not breeded. I keep hearing people saying, I breeded cows. No, you bred cows. That's how language works. At least English, which is not always following the rules that you would expect it to follow, but that's the way it is. I remember my students always had problems with the word founded. And that's a word that we used a lot because I was teaching history. So there were founders of everything, founders of towns, founders of the country, the founding fathers. Yeah. Walt Disney founded Disneyland. He didn't find Disneyland. It wasn't already there. He built it or founded it. So he is a founder. The past tense of find is found. But that found is a different word than the found, meaning you built something. And past tense of found is founded. I lay on the bed. I lie on the bed. I lay on the bed yesterday, and I have lain on the bed many times in the past. Then there's another word, lay, meaning to set down. I lay down the dirt. Yesterday I laid down the dirt. And many times I have laid down the dirt. So if you're using the past tense of lay, it's lay. But if you're using the past tense of lie, it's also lay. Because we live in a world where two words that are different words can sound exactly alike. See and see. I suppose that the single row until we actually, if we waited and just built the structure first and then just put dirt and grass where the structure isn't, that might be more efficient. But this is easy to do while I'm talking. And that crash you just heard is some stuff that was stuck behind my door that just fell. And it's some stuff that does not belong behind my door. It belongs in the garage, or better yet, not being owned by my house at all. It's some screening material for making window screens. It's been sitting behind my door for forever. So now I will have to get up and do something with it. I keep trying to find, since I updated, I haven't been able to find a cloud mod that's compatible with the new optimization mods that I have, which is kind of sad because, well, these clouds aren't all that bad. The only one I've seen changes the sky completely to real life clouds, which I don't want to go that far. I just want it to look a little better, like the clouds mod that B-dubs has. B00-100, in case you don't know him, probably the best Minecraft builder in the world. I'm sure there are people that would argue that point and could offer their own choice of top builder, but B-dubs is definitely in the top. He's also fun to watch and listen to. Highly recommended, B00-100. Okay, I don't even remember how wide this bank building is, but it's pretty big. I might have to reduce it in at least one of the two directions. And I'm definitely going to have to repair my tools here before too long. I thought I cut all the trees down in this quadrant. It's just one of those little ones. So to get that cape, the zombie horse cape, you had to, last weekend, kill 5 mobs with a spear. And I read the directions wrong. I thought it was 5 hostile mobs. So I had actually already killed 5 mobs. I killed a pig and some chickens and some rabbits before I really even got started. But then I set up a little world and built, or killed 5 hostile mobs, because that's what I thought I needed to do. Creepers and skeletons and zombies. So, oh well. I've got about a dozen capes. I haven't gotten every one that's come out. If the most of them I just haven't wanted that bad in order to go through all of the stuff that's required to get them. I didn't get the cape for the movie with Jack Black's face on it. Didn't really seem like that desirable to me. Also didn't get the one from the 25th anniversary with the big number 25 on the back. It just seemed kind of ugly to me. think the heart cape that I usually wear was a Twitch cape. Yeah, because there was a Twitch, a YouTube, and a TikTok cape at the same time. And I believe I got all three, and the TikTok cape, if I'm not mistaken, is like a 3D image. So it's got to just hit the horizon there, and then you can sleep. So we'll have a rainbow road up there, and I think we'll definitely have a rainbow over that way too, in the sky. We're going to have plenty of dirt when we're done, that's for sure. With this side, I don't know what condition we'll be in when we do the other side. It seems awfully lumpy over there. That's okay. Well, we are getting towards the end of the hour. I want to thank all of you who stopped by and visited and listened to me ramble on, or watch me apply my limited skill with Minecraft. I stream every Saturday and Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This week I'm also planning to produce a video that will probably be out on Wednesday. And I'd especially like to thank those of you who left a comment or clicked the like button or subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. It really keeps me motivated to keep going with this Minecraft world. And thank you very much. So, this has been Grandpa Streams Minecraft. My name is History Wes. Stay safe. Have a great Christmas and a happy holiday. And as always, keep on Minecrafting.